it's a wonderfully intimate look at this place that we would never get access to. And I'm curious as to how you discovered Black Rock and how you introduced yourselves to the community.
You doing this one, Lou?
Sure. Keith and I had been doing a lot of short-form documentaries about public education, mostly in Southern California. We were especially interested in schools that were in neighborhoods that had been labeled tough, and schools that had been labeled failing, which we thought were gross misnomers. And what we found in a lot of those schools was really dedicated public educators who were doing a lot with very limited resources to serve the needs of a very underserved population. And
an underserved population that actually mainstream high schools and mainstream public schools are unequipped to serve at all, which is why a lot of schools end up being called failing schools. And this was also in the era of waiting for Superman. And when we would go into public schools during that time, public school teachers thought we were going to do something in the vein of waiting for Superman, and they didn't want to talk to us. We had to encourage them and say to them, we're not doing anything like that. We're not on that side. This was during the period when the charter school movement was full force in this country. I think it might become full force in this country again. Sorry to mention politics, but yeah.
So we had a contact out in the district around Joshua Tree, 29 Palms, and we would give her our briefs for any time we needed a school to profile. And she said to us one day, I want to take you to this school. It doesn't fit any of the criteria that you've told me, but you have to see this place. And we said, well, what is it? And she said, okay, it's the place where all of the outcasts go and the pregnant kids go and the juvenile detention kids. And we were like,
The cool kids.
But when we got there, we were just overwhelmed with what a warm and special environment it was. And we kind of said, oh, we're not going to do this for the client. We're going to do a feature documentary on our own here. Mm-hmm.